hurt me.
I think the police were just looking.
Yep.
Everybody had like rallied around to kind of like look, but
yep.
nothing came up. But just the boat, I believe.
Just the boat.
Yeah.
So it was a bit traumatizing. And then the following year after that, my biological father passed through police violence in the state of Pennsylvania. So it was a bit ironic that I was working for the police service here. I legit was at my dad's funeral and I got the thing saying, oh, you got through, you're gonna be working here, because I was working with a temp agency. So blessing in disguise. So sitting at my desk at the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, I then met my now bosses, Robert Scotland and Leo Anglin. And they knew my story because Cayman again is small and everybody knew everybody.
Yeah. And
they had the meetings about the Coast Guard and when it's gonna happen. I remember wearing the first ever hat that was produced for the Coast Guard because, you know, I'm busy about it bad, so.
Yeah, you like to feel everything. You like to get it fresh off the press. That's not wrong with that.
Yeah, and joining the Coast Guard was very hard for me, honestly, because it was like putting salt on a wound because it's fresh still.
Yeah.
Even after 5 years, it's still fresh. But I'm really happy that I did it because I love it. I have such an emotional connection to it. Like whenever we have calls to service for search and rescues, whenever there's call to service for anything, like I just feel obligated to get the job done because I know that in the event with my family, I wanted the then Joint Marine Unit to get their stuff together so that they could find my family. So I could really empathize with those who call us and look for our help and assistance.
Yeah, and you know, I have to give a big shout out. I know Heroes Day was yesterday and it was, you know, representing civil servants and rather people who worked in, you know, on the front line that, you know, we don't pay much attention to. And I noticed you were highlighted in it, and I said, yes, Erica, budaduk. And you know, it's articulate, I think, and you kind of like embodied the this new chief that the Jamaica Defense Force has. I'm hopefully I don't butcher her name. It's Rear Admiral Gorman, Weiss Gorman, and she's in charge of the whole base, and she's the first woman to be in charge of a base, the only woman in
ever to do it.
And I know that is very exciting because for me as someone in cadets, I was always inspired by Lieutenant Colonel Baba Dogar because, you know, she would always be with the boys. She's not afraid to like bust a thump. She's not afraid to get in there. And, you know, it kind of like inspired me a lot because I was raised what I would attribute to a tribe of women. Me being successful today was a tribe of women, and it's just so inspirational to see women, you know, go at it. And, you know, women, we have to say women do it better. Men do it okay, but women always seem to do it better. How is that going for you in terms of seeing her at the head? You know, every guy, when she enters the room, they have to, what we call in the military, give compliments. And she stands up, everybody have to sit up, and you know, it must be like Richter shades, you know, like an earthquake going through, you know, just encouraging young women up there, like Miss O'Gara did it, you know, Weiss Gorman, Rear Admiral Weiss Gorman did it, and countless other women. So I know it's testament to, you know, that great of hard work at the end of the day. Do you have any comments on it? You know, like, how was your reaction when you heard that, like, she was taking over?
Well, when I heard it, I legit ran around my house screaming because I was so happy. Because the thing is, like, in these type of services, JDF, cadet, Coast Guard, it's very male dominated. So to see a woman come and just take up her place, her rightful place, I was like, yes.
You know, it's very interesting. I remember in cadets, because Miss O'Gara was the commandant, there would always be a lot of girls, which was fine. But like, I remember, because like with the sergeants, because I was, at one point, I was like the only male sergeant. It was just like, you know, Jada, I can call her Jada Alexander, Antonika, Leonie Tibbetts, who else? There was just like a lot of girls in cadets, and it was because Miss O'Gara was there, and Miss O'Gara always, you know, highlighted, you know, she was like, girls should be in cadets. girls should be in cadets. And you know, it just, for me, it was very interesting seeing that outlook, because I think there's a compliment that is added when you have like women in the room. Because like sometimes I used to be, you know, disciplining cadets, and sometimes a female sergeant would come to me and say, Make, or Sergeant Make, why you never do it this way, or why you never come? And I'd have to pause and be like, okay, because there's just that different element. People would call it nurturing. I call it that different lens that women bring that men just don't see, right? And so I think that is really phenomenal. At the end of the day, I have another question. Are any of your songs about your ex-boyfriends? Because I know artists tend to mix up. Well, not mix up. Make a couple songs about their ex-boyfriends. I know there are a couple about the exes, because I may know one, but you know, Cayman kind of small and thing. But
to be honest, the songs that I have out now, the only song that is about one of my exes is my first ever song called Oxygen. Back then, I was in a long distance relationship that lasted 6 years.
I know about that one.
Yeah. And it was really good and whatnot. And then the new music that I'm putting out, honey, the tea that's in that crap. Let me tell you, I have 3 songs coming out, and the tea is boiling and bubbling over.
When is the release? I know I can't ask for the release date because you have a publicist on that. I want to talk about this new soca rhythm that you bust upon. When we say you bust it up, rip the shit called Shame. I think it's called Rhythm Direct DQ. I know I'm not saying it right. It's supposed to have a Trini accent there. 2021. You did soca. How was that feeling? How was the support and love been from that? And do you think you've not gotten more exposure? Do you think it's kind of allowed you to craft a different side of Erica Assai that people don't get to see a lot of?
Well, what I like about my artistry is that nobody knows it's me. Nobody knows it's the actual person. Like Erica Assai is almost like, I'm not gonna say like God, but like, you know, she exists, but you don't ever like see her when you see the person.
It's like the alter ego kind of.
Yeah, it's like a myth almost. So like whenever you hear like an Erica Assai song, it's like, I like that song. And then you don't, what's this song? And you Shazam it and you're like, oh. But the response on Shame has been really good. I've been featured in DJ Ryan's 2022 Soca mashup. Yes. That is top tier for me. But I've also been featured in the top 100 in New York for that.
That's good. That's so big up yourself. Big up yourself.
But like it was quite a different feeling, because my mom is my backbone. I was raised by a tribal woman as well. But my mom is just very mean and she doesn't allow me to get big-headed. So all of yes. So like whenever I achieve these accolades and whatnot, she's just like whack-a-mole. Pop my little ear.
Easy yourself. So are you genuinely, well, because you know certain artists, like, so my name is Ayyo. Does that mean I'm always, should I say, very bubbly? Are you more like always low-key to yourself, not really trying, be extra? I don't know if it's being extra, but with certain, I guess, personas that we take on, we say it, being Ayyo, speaking to myself, I can do whatever. I'm like invincible. If I want to fly, I can fly, even though it's not. So is that kind of like true to your personality in terms of your music name?
Well, for me, Erica by herself, around her closest, she's very quiet. But once I go out my front door, I have to put on that. If I met me, would I make myself happy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I learned this from working my old job. There'd be persons that'll come through the door. I don't know what's going on. And just me being nice, bubbly, friendly, just being that person for them really helps them. So I think naturally I'm just a very open, bubbly person. But when I'm in my own space, in my own head, I'm very quiet. I'm very, I'll sit down and watch Netflix all day.
So you're a two-year person. Well, you know, this has come to the end of our session, Erica Assai. I know there's so much we could talk about, plus tax, the whole,
Sure.
In depth you are. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know technically we're kind of last minute, but
it's all right.
I really appreciate that. And to the people who are watching, I will tag Erica's content. I think she's everywhere. She on the social media platforms. I'll put her stuff in, and y'all can follow her, listen to her. Let her know what y'all think and show her some love. So thank you so much, Erica Assai.
All righty.